Portland, but young team, emotional series. Sometimes as a coach, it's tough to get a read on those type of situations. But I thought we played much better tonight and got the start we wanted, and was really indicative of what we did against Portland in terms of how we needed to play and in all facets of the game, from defense, offense, and there's not a lot of room out there. I mean, I don't know what it looks like up in the stands or up in the press box, but from the ice level, boy, it's as I said to the players yesterday and again today, reminders, it's a game of inches right now, and you've really got to battle for that extra ice. It's a tough series right now.
Troy, did you get to tell Dustin he was in the lineup tonight?
Uh,
What was his reaction?
Well, I actually called him last night. He's been going through some stuff with his lower back and can fight through it. I mean, I don't want to say that he's been an injured scratch because he can play, but he is battling a lower body injury to some degree, and I felt comfortable that he was going to be available over the course of the weekend here. And once I found out about Liam's suspension last night around 5 o'clock, I immediately called Gaisley to let him know that, well, first of all, could he play? And the answer was, yes. And I thought he played well again. So, he got a big decision tomorrow.
His speed's a factor, isn't it?
Yeah, well, Gaisley, when and he's very good on the penalty kill, and when he doesn't cheat defensively, he's a very effective player, and he's been a 35, almost a 40-point guy for us the last couple of years. So he's and he's very versatile. He can play on the lower lines, or I just felt with his speed, and he's got a really good skill set that he might be a good fit for Camper and Verona tonight. And we had a game plan going in on what do we want to do with the Lions and who they were going to match up against, and got the result we're looking for.
For the defensive adjustment on their top line, and also maybe Sprong wasn't really much of a factor tonight. What did you guys do differently?
Well, I mean, I think we played much better defensively tonight as a team. Our D were better. We made a couple adjustments to our lines. I felt that Ryan Bork has been good with Verona and Camper in terms of, or Boyd before we switched up the lines, just giving them some speed and some tenacity in the forecheck. But he's just an excellent defensive player, and I thought long and hard about putting him with Sill and Collins and trying to get that matchup. And I think they did an excellent job on what we think is their top line. And then Stevenson, Walker, and I was actually going to reunite Stevenson, Mitchell, and O'Brien, who was our best line in playoffs last year, and kind of let them go head-to-head with Jeffrey. But once I found out about suspension, I kind of threw Walker in there. So that was kind of the game plan. And then, Boyd, Barber, and Borky, and okay, you guys go at it offensively, and if you can hopefully create some offense against D and or the other line, I really wasn't concerned who they were out against, them or Camper.
Can you talk about the planning of Ness and Lewington together? I think that's been a pretty good deep pairing so far this series for you guys.
Oh, well, I think they've been, Stance has been excellent as well, and Bowie's had his moments as well in playoffs. But, if you think about from game one in Portland through now, they've probably been our best pair. Lewington's been very, very consistent, and it's almost his coming out party. If you start thinking about how his season's progressed since October, he's certainly built, for the playoff type of hockey. So, and almost got another goal tonight there where he teed that up and hit the crossbar. So, to your point, I agree, and it's gone back to even from game one in Portland.
Troy, coming off of game one, did you consciously want to make sure you had looked at their transition game and made sure they couldn't transition the way they did in game one, particularly that first goal they scored?
Well, no doubt. I mean, their first goal the other night was a misread by us. It was a forecheck, and we weren't sharp. So, and they are very good on transition. I mean, they play the same way as the Pittsburgh Penguins, and I thought we did a much better tonight of controlling the neutral zone. When I went through the game and watched yesterday, we really didn't have a ton of neutral zone forechecks, and sometimes that happens in a game. But there was much. Tonight we were much more compact in the neutral zone, and I thought the D did a real good job with their gap control and playing above the blue line like we teach them. And consequently, we were able to negate some of their speed. You're not going to get it every shift, but I thought for the most part we did that very well tonight.
There seemed to be a bunch of opportunities tonight where momentum could have swung their way at different points. How did you guys make sure that you didn't let them get that momentum after some of those opportunities?
Well, we talk about playing the game in 5-minute increments, and it's very emotional on the bench, and We got away from our game a couple times there with some penalties and, chatting with the ref a little bit too much. But, the bench was good tonight, and we calmed them down, and that's all you can really do is try and control the momentum swing, because you're not going to dominate a game for 60 minutes. As good a start we had, they were going to make their pushes at times, and I thought we did a real good job tonight of controlling that.
Troy, the shorthanded goal obviously had a big impact, and also Peters stopping that breakaway. How big were those two plays in the game?
Well, big. When you start thinking of turning points of the game, there's no doubt that. I liked our start. I liked how we were pushing and had some chances, and then next thing you're killing the penalty, and that can go the other way pretty quick. So to be able to get that goal was big for us, and I thought we built on that momentum, and even that that 4-on-4, I thought we did a real nice job in the 4-on-4, and Madison. He was tired and probably should have held there. It's as tired as you are. You need to stay on the ice there unless the puck's below the goal line. And Borky was kind of on an island by himself. So that was probably Petey's best. As good as he was tonight, I'd say that was certainly his best save of the night.
You can see how much game-by-game stuff can change with a day break between, but now you're going up there and you have to play right on after. How do you take this game and use it to help you guys next game?
Well, I'll be quite frankly, I don't believe in momentum from game to game. I think there's a lot of momentum swings and momentum throughout a hockey game, but to say that there's momentum going into the next game, I think that tomorrow's a new day and it's a new game. And I'm sure they're going to be happy leaving now with the split. I'm sure they wanted to be a little bit selfish and leave here with 2. But we got, they got the split, and now we've got to go in their building and try and get tomorrow's game or Monday's. But we got to certainly focus on tomorrow. And we've had some good games now, except for the first 2 games of the year in their building. I think we've been very good there. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow night. It's a war out there, and it's just going to get worse, I think.
Or even though Chris Bourque didn't score tonight, did you think he was better offensively? You talked about after game 1. AHL MVP's got to get more involved. Did you feel like you got more from him?
Yeah, I thought that line really competed. Boyder and Barber, and Boyder I think has been very good in the playoffs. But Barber's another guy that we wanted to get more out of, and I thought those guys competed hard and tried to win their one-on-one battles, and it's just it's a much different series because Wilkes-Barre plays very well in their own end, and they protect the middle of the ice, and you can put a blanket over 5 guys at times in that slot area, so you're battling, and they're a big team as well, and you just got to keep working at it, and I liked their game tonight. I know they didn't get any points or any goals, but they had had some opportunities, and if they continue to work hard and do the right things, they'll get rewarded, and hopefully it's tomorrow night with a big goal.
You're going up there and you're staying up there. I mean, you could go back and forth. Is that to keep the playoff mentality there, that then focused and not come back and forth?
Yeah, absolutely, and I think you can't have excuses this time of year. You got to do the right things for the players, and it may be only an hour and 40-minute bus ride on Monday, but get in there tonight and normal morning on the road, and we won't have a full skate tomorrow. It'll be an optional, but we'll go through some video and just get the guys mentally prepared. And the off day, you could have an argument, you could come back, but we'll practice there. And instead of traveling back on Monday, I think it's the right thing. I mean, they stayed here yesterday as well. So you're just trying to give the players every angle to try and be successful, and I think that's the right thing to do. Okay, thank you.
And